Good morning, FlossTube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello. Are you all right? Where am I? Who am I? It is Saturday the 15th of March. Happy birthday to me. We're on about 6:15 in the morning, although it feels like much later. I woke up just after 4 and I couldn't get back to sleep at all. So I've been up since, I gave up at about 5:15 and got up then. But I've been round the shop to get milk. I went to the shop and I picked up a little sneaky treat for my birthday. I got a little iced coffee. Oh, they're good. It's ages since I've had one of them. And half the streets out and about. I've said good morning to both neighbours. They've been up de-icing their cars as well. It's a really thick frost this morning, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm quite, I shouldn't be surprised. I know I shouldn't be surprised by this, but I'm quietly chuffed that there was a blood moon that welcomed in my birthday as well, because that's very appropriate. As anybody who knows me will tell you. I keep thinking there's something I'm going to say and I keep forgetting what it is. We'll just have to go with it. Welcome. So welcome if you've been with me from the start. Welcome if you've been scooped up along the way. And if it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like, subscribe, do all the things. So, where shall we start? Justsewsherrie. So, as I said, it's my birthday today. So we went out for a family meal on Wednesday. So there was like my sister and her brood and me mum and dad and me. Courtney, my daughter's over in Chicago at the moment. Before she heads, I think she's going to Japan. Is that where Hong Kong is? Bear in mind, this is the girl who thought, what was it I thought? Helsinki? I thought Helsinki was in Austria. Don't know why I thought that, but I did. Apparently it's not. I think it's in Finland. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know much about geography. Anyway, so that's why my daughter wasn't there. By the way, if you're new here, why tell a short story when you can make it around the world and back as well? So, we were talking about Saturday today, and it was me sister's partner was sitting over the way from me, and he says, "Oh, you doing anything on Saturday, Sherrie?" And I says, "Oh, there's a Stitchy day, like a Northeast Stitchy day meet up." And he went, "Oh, right, that'll be canny." And Joanne says, "Oh, where's that? Is that just like a weekend thing that you go to?" I says, "No," I said, because my family haven't got a clue about stitching or anything creative really. And I says, "No, it's just a Northeast stitchy, like for the people in the Northeast or whoever else happens to be in the Northeast at the time. But it's just a day meet up. Normally we meet up at the TA, but there's another alternate one that one of the other girls sets up in a cafe at St. Nick's in Newcastle." And my sister was like, you know when it's white noise, like she talks and it's siblings, it's a sibling thing, right? When they're talking, it's just white noise. And I heard her saying something about hospital or something. And my mum was sat next to her and she went, "Oh, yes." And Joanne went, she turned to me, she went, "Is that right, Sherrie?" I says, "What?" She went, "It's the mental hospital." And my mum went, "Oh." And she gave me this knowing look and she went, "Oh, yes, Joanne, that's right." And I went, "No." I says, "It's the cathedral, St. Nicholas Cathedral." My mum burst out laughing. She went, "You don't tell them." I was like, "I know what I'm going to do with the first opportunity I get." So yeah, so my mum thinks, because we're all a bit loopy and a bit off the wall, the way we go on about our cross stitch, that we all should be in mental hospitals. Either look at her face, she was mortified, but it was the way she was like, just, "Oh yes." That's where they go. This knowing look. So yeah, that's apparently where we all belong. And I tell you what, if you're there, I'm coming. I don't care. I don't care where it is. So what have we got going on today? I've written a bit of an agenda just so that I don't forget anything. I have got, of course, I've written the agenda cack-handedly. I've got not one, not two, not even three. Four, I know. Just sit yourself down before you pass out. 4 finishes. One is a nearly fully finish. I've got some wonderful Stitchy kindness. Really, really lovely. I've got some actual gifts of other people. I haven't bought myself anything, believe it or not. I can't quite believe, because I went to gather my stuff up this morning. I'm thinking, I not bought myself anything. It's my birthday. Why have I not bought myself anything? Because normally my gifts are from, if I was married, you see, they're the gifts that my husband, if I had one, would like to get me. So I just bypass the husband part and get me the gifts that I know he would want me to have. And yet for some reason it hasn't dawned on me that it's my birthday, so I should have gifts. Because I'm sure these would be extra to my challenge of only buying 3 a month. Whips. I've got some whips. I haven't got any new starts, which is probably why I've got so many finishes, because I haven't been messing about having 1 finish and 7 new starts. And I've got a little bit of embroidery, and I've also pulled the draw for the wonderful cotton and twine subscription box that I'm giving away from the lovely ladies over at Historical Sampler Company. So, where do we start? So you'll probably see a little bit of cack-handed editing there, because I went on to waffle on about where I was going to start for half a minute. Anyway, we're going to start with Stitchy kindness. Now, my friend Debbie, who sent me Millennium frame a few weeks ago, got in touch with me and said, would you like the frame that holds the Millennium? Because now that she hasn't got it, she doesn't need the frame for it. And I was like, yes, please. So she did. She sent me. So this obviously holds the Millennium frame, and the Lowry clips onto this, so that holds it. So I'm over the moon. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a bash this weekend. I've got some time off as well. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That was something I forgot to tell you. Newcastle's in the cup final, the Carabao Cup final. We haven't won a trophy since 1969. If I get this for my birthday present, I swear to God, I mean, you will hear us over in the US. You will hear me scream. I mean, we haven't got much hope, to be fair, because the team we're playing against are pretty good. But you know, we're trying. Oh, the little doggie's locked out. I've got a feeling today's going to be wild again. So the little doggie out the back is called Stitch. I haven't seen him for ages, actually. I'm pleased I've seen him, because I wondered if he'd, you know, if he wasn't alive anymore. So with that, she also sent me the extra long arm for the Lowry, which I do have one. But I do love it. I mean, it took us a year to fall in love with my Lowry, but once I got it working for us, I can't stitch with anything else now. So I want one for in my bed though, for when I'm cattled and lying up there. So I was like, yes please Debbie, that would be amazing. And she sent me the other joinery, I don't know, what, clamp. The joinery thing. She also sent me this, which is a thread keeper, a tanto. I probably won't use this, so she did say if I wasn't going to use it, I'd just put it on one of the freebie tables at the retreat that I go to. So massive, massive, huge thank you. And I got a lovely card off her. And do you know what? It amazes me. She's saying thank you to me on the card. Debbie, you're the one that sent me all this wonderful stuff. Wouldn't thank me. And her boy, her little lad, has been in hospital recently, but he's much better, and she's apologising, like, I'm sorry I haven't gotten this to you, like, your son's been in hospital, Debbie. I think that's all right. I think that's all right. So kind, man. So bloody goddamn kind. So there's that. There was also this that I got 2 weeks ago, and I kept forgetting to show you because it was sitting on my mantelpiece, and I didn't want to take it off my mantelpiece because I was just, like, you know, admiring it. And I only got it down because my mum and dad came over and they were asking what it was. So I got this little card. It's a little orange cat, isn't it? Dead canny, Matt. With a little message in. Off my friend Sarah Stonehouse, who I'm doing the blackbird stockings with. And around its neck is this little scissor fob. Isn't that wonderful? And it's to go with, actually it's still sitting out, me gingerbread house that I did from Stacey Nash. It's to go with that. So now that he's up here, you will get put on my scissors. I think that's lush. I just wanted to look at it, so I left it on the mantelpiece. Thank you, Sarah. Sure, there was something else as well. No, I think it's that I'm thinking of gifts, actual gifts that I got off people. We'll go through some stitching stuff and then we'll look at the gifts that I actually got off people, because I'm quite excited as well. Not just because there's chocolate involved. Let's have a look at some finishes. So, get me board out because I'll be all professional today. This is my little one, little finish. So this is, I don't know what I've done with it. I'm sure it's October House Fibre Arts, and it's just a little scissor fob. The light's blown it out. Give me 2 ticks. Try to sort the light out. Right, I think that's a bit better. And I found the thing as well. It's the Be True Trio by October House Fibre Arts. And I'm leaving it out because I'm going to do the little needle book as well. While I've got it out, I might as well. So that is the finish. Now, the only thing I needed to do was put these little doofers on top of the flowers. They were meant to be green, but I didn't like it, so I did them in bright yellow. Because why not? It's my stitching. And apparently I can. That's a cross stitch, please. Yeah. It's going to be one of those days. Oh, I've got a pin as well. Okay. Second finish I've got is another, well, it's one of my blackbird stockings that I'm doing with the aforementioned Sarah Stonehouse. And this was, I decided I was doing one a month, and that was me only sort of must do. But I've ended up backtracking because I wanted to hit the months, so I'm backtracking and doing the ones that I want. So this was from January, as you can tell, in the Days of Auld Lang Syne. So I've now dekitted that project bag. And this is done, I should have said that the other one was just 32 count white linen. And this is done on 36 count parchment by weeks with the called for 1/2. I love this. I love it. It just sits really nicely. The heel and the toe. I really like that. And this one I think is my favourite one that I've done so far. Absolutely love this, how it's come out. It's the April one. Isn't that just gorgeous? With the umbrella, I don't know if you can see. It's the umbrella comes down here with these little handle, and then the flowers and obviously all the rain. I just think that is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. It's not very, I can't quite get the light right. That might be a bit better. And this is, with all the called for, 1/2 on Winter Moon. So basically I've chosen, I bought a yard of Winter Moon and a yard of parchment. So they're either being done on 36 count parchment or 36 count Winter Moon. One of these days, not this day, but one of these days, I will fully finish them. The thought of it is it's really nervy. Do you ever look at something? I think I'm intimidated. I know it's small, but where have I put me? There they are, because I've cut out all my little stockings. And by the way, a massive thank you, because I was saying I wasn't sure how big to make them, because I think they were done on 32 count originally, and obviously I've done it on 36 count, so the stocking template that Blackbird give you was going to be the wrong size, and everybody said 89%, reduce your printer to 89% and it'll come out perfect, and they did. So I've cut them all out. I mean, the theory's there. I've thought about it. I have thought about it. Ian, my Keith, you know, I would be going along in the car and I'd be like, it was that, you should have gone down there. Well, you never said. Oh, well, I thought it. And he's like, what? Well, what am I meant to do with that, Sherrie? Bloody Mr. Turnham, well, I thought it. Like, I haven't actually got a brainwave into your brain. You need to vocalise it. Do you ever do that? Because you think something, you think you've done it. Or you think you've said it. Or is it just me? Nah, I'm sure it can't be just me. And my last finish, and is almost a fully finish, or it's on its way to being a fully finish, is Stacey Nash Little Red Pin Keep. So I finished that, and this is done on 32 count mocha by Weeks, with red Lancaster red even, and I put my initials in with a different colour. I don't know what, it was a different colour. It was like a navy, very, very dark navy blue. But I've decided, obviously I'm not doing it into a pin keep. I'm going to do it into a little pouch, the same as Mary Robards pocket. So I stitched it yesterday, although I think I'm going to backtrack and put a hole in here, like with the, what you call it, words are hard, they are hard. I'm going to unpick the centre part of this side as well, so that I can put a tie on both sides, and to be able to tie it together is what I was trying to say. So this has been a little bit of a trial and error, because I didn't know how to do it, so I've kind of guessed as I've gone along, and I've had a couple where I've already frogged it. What do you call it when it's frogging sewing rather than stitching? Unpicking? Unhemming? I don't know what it's called. Where I've had to start again, basically. So this is a work in progress, but actually it's I'm learning through it, because I'm not following a specific pattern. I'm doing it how I'm using my brain to think, right, I wanted to do this, so how do I do that to make this? Today's going to be wild, you know it is, don't you? They are my 4 finishes. So one moment and I will move things about. Right, On to the whips, although this first one is a bit of a mini finish, not just a whip. So I've got no idea what I've done with the pattern, I still haven't found it. But it is Christmas Tiny Town that I am stitching with Rachel, who's the talking dog stitcher here on YouTube. And this is as far as I am. So we decided to do, we were doing a stitch along last year of Christmas rules, and when we finished that we decided to make it a little bit easier on ourselves for the first 6 months, because that was quite heavy going to keep up with Christmas rules. So we're just doing literally a house a month or a motif a month until we get to Christmas in July, and we'll start another possibly bit bigger one than this. So this was December, January, February, and I've finished March. So March is the Christmas tree and the candy canes. Although I have forgotten to put this little bit of snow in. Can you see there? It's got a little bit of snow. I should have put some more snow in there. He also needs these two little crosses for the tree trunk. But the next house has got the chimney with the same colour. I'm still not happy with this light. I think that seems a bit better. So the chimney has got the same colour, so I thought I'll hang on, because I'm not starting a new thread for 2 stitches. I'll wait until I'm in the middle of, till I get it out to do the chimney for the next one, and I'll backtrack. And the next time I get a white out, I'll just go in and do the little bits of snow that I've missed. But this has been, after doing everything that I had on my monthly to-do list last year, this is so lovely. That's all I've got to do, and I've got to do 1 blackbird stocking. Although obviously now that I've decided to de-kit, that's right, because yes, so last week I was talking about how I was going to backtrack and do all of the ones that I wanted to do, because I wanted to de-kit, as I've just told you, I wanted to de-kit the projects. But then I had a bit of a brainwave, as what I'll do is actually de-kit them anyway once I've done me one need to do one, de-kit them anyway, and then when I've got capacity to do something, the threads will all be sitting up here, so I can just come up, pull the threads and do whichever one I fancy doing, so that it's not sitting talking to me saying you need to do me, you need to do me, and stressing the world out of us. Does that make sense? Yeah, it might not. Oh gosh, well, this didn't last very long, did it not? Okay, next one. Sophia Church. Right, la-di-da. And starting to see the light with this one. Starting to see the light. Get it clipped up because I'm professional. Yeah, I'm a professional flute tuber these days. So that is Sophia Church in all her grandeur. So what have I done this week? Well, I've backtracked and done a little few of these buds that needed doing, and I think I've got 2 there. Yeah. Of the sanguine. I went back to the beginning and started these little diamonds. So I'll come all the way along here. To here, and I've put in this flower, so I'm in the middle of doing that flower, and this one it reminds me, it's the same as that one obviously, but well, not obviously, but it's the same as that one. Always reminds me of it's an avocado, it reminds me of the way it's like sliced. Yeah, so I'm doing this on I never said what I was doing the last one on either. It was the 32 count even weave I'm doing Christmas Tiny Town on. This one is my 36 count parchment, my go-to. And I'm doing it with the DMC. The only over dye I'm using, just because I happen to have it in and I couldn't find the DMC that was called for, is Flatfish. A week's dye works, but that was just, it wasn't by good management, it was just, I happened to have it in. So that isn't far away. Just got the rest of the alphabet to do. If I push this week, I think I can get that finished. I have spent some time this week thinking about names. And I know we talked about it when I did Sarah Fletcher. And there was some comments saying they would put their own name in, or they would put the girl who's done it's name in. And this is obviously Sophia Church. It's got a name in, and then how old she was when she stitched it. And I quite like that. I like that it's got, 1836? That appeals to me, to know that this was stitched in 1836. But equally, do I want to have things on all my walls that have got other people's names on them? And the only reason I say that is because if I'm looking thinking, oh my God, little girl called Sophia did this when she was 12 in 1836, will there come a day where somebody will look at mine and go, oh wow, Sherrie Dodd did that in 2025? Do you know what I mean? Well, because this is when I'm stitching it in. And I think that would probably work as long as I would put the name and the original. So to put a card on the back. I know Laurie Holt does it, where she's got like a library card ticket and a little bit of a, the library card thing to go inside it. And she's got like the title, the fabric, the threads on it. And it just sticks onto the back of the framed piece. So I was thinking I can probably do my own name if I put Sophia Church, age 12, 1836 on the back to say that that's when the original was done, but then I reproduced it in 2025. What do you think? What do you think of that? Because at least that way I haven't got other people's names all over me walls. And I know, I'm sure there are lots of stitchers who do both. I know there's floss tubers who do both. Who was I watching? Can't remember. It was one of the American girls. It might have been Kim, Contented Needleworker. Can't remember. It was a while ago though, and I remember them having this in fact, was it Annie, the proper stitcher? Anyway, they had this exact conversation saying, I don't want other people's names on my walls, but equally I want to pay homage to the people who did them. That's my thought. Let me know what you think. I'd be interested to know what people's go-to would be. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if people are very die-hard, no, it's reproduced exactly how it is, or no, I'm going to put my own name on because why not? And I know some people even put names of relatives on. I'm thinking of Nessie Michelle, Mama Loves You. It's her grandma is Nessie Mitchell, or great grandma is Nessie Mitchell. Maybe I've just made that up. I might have just made that up. You better check with Michelle. Don't tell her I said. I told you today was going to be wild, didn't I? Just making random stuff up as you go. When I get bored with normal life, I just make it up, and that makes it much more exciting. Right, I'm going to get a drink. 2 ticks. Back with me Coke. Yeah. Really flat. So next one, Ivory Godfrey, and I'm doing the needle book at the top here. And this should have been finished. The only reason it isn't is because I just found it this morning and it was squished down the back of where I keep all my projects that I'm active on. It was tucked down the back. It was on the side that had been worked on, but it was tucked down the back, so I hadn't, yeah, out of sight, out of mind, literally. So I'm a bit annoyed with myself because I could have had this one finished as well. Never mind. It is what it is. So this is Ivory Godfrey. Oh God Almighty. That's better. So Ivory Godfrey. So what have I done on her? Well, I've finished the chip. Basically, I've coloured it. I've coloured in. Yeah, I've coloured it. I've filled in the church walls. So I had done the little roof and I had done this little spire, but the rest of it I hadn't. So I've done all the walls and filled in the blue windows and door there for this one. And I've put the tree in, and I'm just busy obviously plotting the leaves in as well. So this is being done on, I think it's 40 count. It's just a piece of, and I'm sure it's Megan Coffee Craft, just a random piece that I got either from an advent calendar a couple of years ago or I've picked up somewhere. But it's just a pale blue, and I just thought it went with the vibe. And it's really weird because, I mean, in what world would you have blue leaves? But weird, I think this works. It just, I'll tell you what it reminds me of, Greece. Is it Santorini? Where there's all the blue and white houses. But I like this. I realise you wouldn't normally have blue leaves, but I just think this works. The only thing I wish I had done is, believe it or not, this roof and this is a different colour. Doesn't look that different to me. If I'd realised, I would have done the roof in a bit darker, but I wasn't picking it out. It wasn't worth picking it out. And down here, this bit here is all in blocks of 4 in different colours as well, believe it or not. Now to me, I definitely can't see the 4. It looks a little bit like it's a variegated. It looks like an over dye. But again, not really. So if I was to do it again, I would do it differently. So I've got the leaves to finish and I've got the bottom here to finish as well. But I'm only going down as far as this tree. I think it's meant to have about 10 rows or something. I'm not doing that. I'm just going as far as the tree. I'm pleased I found that this morning because I forgot all about it. Which is a bit frustrating. So I'm doing it 1/2 anyway with the code for DMC. Is it called for overdyes or not? No. So DMC, or it says Avas. Can't. Is that a French? This Avas. Is that a French one? I don't know why I think this is French. It could be anything. And I've just randomly made up that it's French now. No idea. Oh, right, I'm going to put them. I'll sort that bit out later. Where am I? Right. So this is my 50th birthday stitch. My Jacob. Modern Folk Embroidery Forget Me Not, which I've recently restarted. And I am doing it on, I think, was it anthracite? That's what I got, anthracite. Can you remember? Because remember that I've had a right trauma doing all of this. Getting this to the point where it's actually happening has been a bit of a trauma. So I think it's 40 count anthracite that I'm doing it on. But so this week I had just started this sort of second Quaker. So basically I've filled in all of this. I've come down here, I've done me huge jars. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear the washer bleeping. Saying it's finished. And I've done this Quaker here. So I'm doing it with, can you hear the cat now? It's the Boy Scout. He's screaming at me. Suit, Gentle Arts, and White Lightning by Weeks. And last week we talked about adding a third colour in for the letters. Some people suggested aqua. I don't think aqua's going to go. Not to my eyes anyway. We talked about this a while ago, that we can sometimes see blues and greens differently. So where I see a green, you see a blue. And it's genuine that I see a green and you're seeing a blue. But so to me, I don't think aqua's going to go. One lady suggested doing a metallic, and that I thought that's an interesting idea, so that might work. Yeah, so I'm still umming and ahhing over what to do for my third colour and whether to actually introduce a third colour to the Quakers as well. So it's not set in stone. This is going to be an ongoing trauma, I think. I think for years to come, I will have PTSD over this. The picking of the colours. Yeah. I love it though. Can you hear him? He wants his second breakfast. In fact, is it his third? Might be his third breakfast. The other thing that occurred to me, and I'm still debating whether to do a tone on tone. I'm still debating whether to keep something. I think somebody suggested doing something in the same colour scheme, which made me think, oh, should I do like an actual black? Or should I do a lighter? Because this isn't black. This is like a charcoal, so I could have done like a lighter in the charcoal colour family. I don't know, but I know that I am enjoying it. The ones that I'm doing, really, really enjoying it. I need to overlock the edges as well. Otherwise this is going to be in a right old mess by the time I'm finished with it. Because it's going to take a while to finish. Trying not to waste time by putting everything back as it was. Okay, next one. The second last one. So this is my mirror, Miss Christmas Eve. And I owed her 2 days, I think. And I think I did a day last weekend. Or like an afternoon. I felt like last weekend I felt like I got very little progress done on anything. I seemed to spend a lot of time stitching, but I just felt like, do you get like that where you might have been stitching like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, and you look and you think, there's just nothing to that. And then other times you can do 4 or 5 hours and it looks like you've done loads. Maybe it's just me, who knows. So there is my Miss Christmas Eve. So I have worked basically on her skirt. So I just started her skirt. The last time you saw it was just a couple of rows, I think, over here that I'd done. So I have started putting in her skirt. Doesn't look too bad actually. And again, I think as long as I keep my hand in with this, I think this might be finished for Christmas Eve next year. Because I started out on Christmas Eve this year. Well, last year technically. It would be nice to have it done for Christmas Eve. I'm not saying framed because I'll have to see where I am to get it framed at the time and see how quickly before or after Christmas Eve that I get it finished. But that is, and I'm doing it on, show you the piece of fabric, I'm doing it on Capricorn by Sparklies. 30, no, not 32 count, 28 count. And it's lovely. It's lying lovely. You know me and me flipping 2 over 2. It is lying beautiful. You see. I'm so pleased with it. And I think it's obviously the threads aren't being squished by the weave. And I'm doing it with all the called for DMC, and there are some Caramota lilies in there as well. There's quite a few actually, I think, on this one. Is there 4? 1, 2, 3. No, there's 3. 3 Caramota lilies. It's really weird though to go from DMC to silks. It just feels, I get used to it having a bit of heft as you're pulling like the thread through, and then to switch instantly to a silk where it doesn't even feel like you've got anything in your hands, and there's no noise, no noise to it. It just feels weird. So this one is my Saturday stitch, and it is my, okay, I get it clipped up. Get it clipped and then I'll show you. So this is my Saturday stitch, which is my Snow Queen by Mirror. And I didn't think I'd got much done. This was where I felt like I didn't get much done last Saturday, but actually now that I'm getting it out, it looks a bit better. So this is where I am. So basically you can see I did all of this here. Oh, and I started working back up here as well. I started putting some more stuff in here. Yeah, I started plotting some more of our bodice in. There's so many beads and things to go on this though. The reindeer's got loads still to go in. But now that I've got me Millennium frame and I've got me holder of the wonderful Debbie, hopefully I can put it in frame and leave it there, and I'll be able to do some beading as well. Because I think if I leave it all to the end, it's going to be mammoth. I'm going to think, oh, I'm nearly done when I've finished all the stitching. Like 3 months later, I'm still putting beads in. So I think I need to do. But she's coming on, isn't she? Every week I say that though. Every week I go, she's coming on. She's coming on. She's coming on. She's a beauty. Oh, and I frogged her face. Don't know what was wrong, but something was wrong. So I frogged her face, I've took it out, and I'm going to do her bodice and everything, and I'll work up the way. I did this with, can you remember Gaia? Which I keep fancying getting out soon, because this tends to be me winter mirror stitch, and then I've got Gaia, which is me Bella Filipina, and I did that with her, and I didn't know whether the face was wrong or the hair was wrong, so one of them is. So for this one I just took the bloody face out. If I wasn't as lazy, I would do 1/1. But I'm lazy. So I keep saying, oh, I'm doing it like Nora does it. No, it's because I'm hacky bloody lazy. We will see. We will see. And that is the end of all my stitching this week, I think. Yes, it is. It is. Okay, I'll shuffle things around and I'll be back with you. Right, so a little bit of embroidery. I've got the gifts that I was gifted off other people, not off me, and forward plans to tell you what I'm going to be up to next, today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm off. So hopefully, I'm not saying hopefully there'll be lots of stitching. I know there'll be lots of stitching. Okay, my embroidery, I've got the 12 months, the herbarium, what do you call it, subscription from Stitchy, and February's is Sweetbriar Rose. January's, I lost January's. I think I've put it in a project bag. I was thinking the other day, what the hell have I done with it? I think it's in a project bag somewhere, so I'm going to have to go hunting through my project bags. So this is as far as I am with my rose. So basically, since you last saw her, I've finished off the rose. So I've done the long and short stitch. Let's see. I can't see. The sun's come up now, so I can't see much for the glare. And there's some French knots in the middle and also some pistons, which are just French knots, but like on a, yeah, instead of, when you come up for a French knot, when you go down for a French knot right beside where you've come up, and you put your wraps around and go down, you take your needle somewhere else, put your wraps around and come down, so that you've got a length of thread and then a French knot at the end. So that's what I've done. And I have put some dark pink in this bud, and I've satin stitched this bud as well, and this goes in dark with a little bit of pink in, that light pink that I've put in, and then I've just started to come around and put the split stitch in for the leaves, and it'll be satin stitched over that. So that's as far as I am. But, oh, the satin stitch, man, look at me satin. See, I'm too excited. Me satin stitch. Now you know why I'm bloody obsessed with having me 2 threads lying. I can't bear when my threads don't lie exactly the way they're meant to. I can only think it's from me satin stitch. It is what it is. That's my little bit of embroidery anyway that I've been doing. Now let's have a look at the exciting stuff that I got off other people. My lovely friend Alison sent me a gift, and I was going to open it now, but it was wrapped. It was sellotaped to within an inch of its life. It would have taken me, it did take me about 5 minutes to get into it. So, but she sent me, Lily, Miss Lily Frog, which is, of course, one of Stacey Nash's Nashville releases. I'm chuffed to bits. I did think, when I looked at it this morning, I was like, have I got the, because I might start this, if I've got all the threads, or if I've even got enough of the threads to make a start, I might start her today. So massive thank you, Alison. This is so lovely. There was only 2 must-haves from market for me. One was a French rose, can't remember who it's by, and Miss Lily. And I think everybody in their granny, I did say, didn't I, last week, everyone in their granny is going to want Lily. So she's probably going to be out of production for months to come for that. And I also got a card and a box of goodies off my friend Val Lawson. I should say our friend Val. So with a really, really lovely message inside. So thank you for that, Val. and chocolate. There's chocolate. There's chocolate. There's more chocolate. I love cream egg. And the kind of, this definitely hasn't been opened. I did feel like it was Christmas morning this morning when I opened it. And I was like, yeah, it's Christmas morning when you have chocolate for your breakfast, isn't it? Just couldn't resist. I had to open it. Yeah, just like the kids. But the best gift she gave me, look at this. Look at that. Oh, little silver tabby. Me books. I love me books. And Justsewsherrie. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, honestly, Val. So lovely. And it's tiny. I'm assuming it's 40 count. I just want to sit and stare at it. And it's got a little bit of poof, because we know how much I like a little bit of poof. It's got a little bit of poof. I think that is just stunning. I do. Incredible. Thank you, Val. Thank you. Onwards and upwards. So, have I got a birthday start? Well, I kind of have. I've got 2. My lovely friend Alison of the Miss Lily Frog got in touch and said, are you doing a birthday sale? I was like, So she said she wanted to do this in honour of me. So the Quaker Schoolgirl, this was a book. This is a book cover. I've got the book as well. Now, both me and Alison are going to Ackworth with Sampler Guild in October. Now, I'm going to show you this. There's a reason behind it. Look at this, right. This is a big old bit of paper. In this, on the other side, is a pattern. I kid you not, look at the size of that bloody pattern. And that's the whole thing as well. So she said she was going to start that. So I, of course, thought, well, I'll have to do it as well. It's my birthday. So I have photocopied the top of it. It wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. I mean, I remember talking about this to Michelle, Mama Michelle, at the retreat when I bought it. It must have been the sampler edition, Stitch in London sampler edition last year where I bought the book. Because I remember talking to Michelle and she said, did you know there's a sampler? And I was like, oh yeah, Linda told us. And I said, but how do you even start? I mean, you've just seen the size of the bit of paper. And she says, oh, I would just take a photo and stitch from the photo. Well, I'm not that technical, Michelle. I mean, I'm just not. So I squished it somehow, somewhere into my printer and managed to do the top 3. So I will start it. It's a Quaker, obviously. And it's not a million miles away from Forget-Me-Not, which I'm doing, my Modern Folk Embroidery one. So I will start it, although I'm probably going to start it and then put it down. And then get cracking with me Forget-Me-Not and pick this up. Yeah. The theory is to do Forget-Me-Not and then pick that back up and do that one. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might get bored of Forget-Me-Not and switch it out with that one. I don't know. I might do that. But my other birthday stitch is what I have wanted to start this for the longest time. And since I finished Sarah Fletcher, which was Hands Across the Sea, I have decided to do it for my birthday, because I can, because it's my birthday, and because the Cross Stitch Police said I could. I'm going to do Anne Tom Uffendell. I looked at doing it with the silks. I would have liked to have done it with the silks. The silks were going to cost me not a million miles off £150. I decided not to do it with the silks. So I'll be doing it with DMC. And I've decided to do it on Rustic Sheep, which I think is an XG Designs. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's an XG Designs that I'm going to do it on. So I will be starting that today as well. Now whether I just put a few stitches in it and pick up me Winter Quaker and do my normal Saturday, or whether I start that and just crack on with it, I'm going to see. I'm going to see once I've uploaded this, I'm going to have a look at what I can or will start today. I need to put a few stitches. I haven't even picked a fabric for this, so I need to pick a fabric for this as well, for me Quaker. Oh, that's going to be a drama, isn't it? Picking fabric and more threads for another Quaker. I know, don't worry, I won't involve you. I know it's painful for you as well as it is for me. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll get this room where I am sorted, get this uploaded, see what I fancy, and do you know what, just for today, I'm going to go with what my heart wants to do, not what I think I should be doing, which is what I do a lot of the time. Not all of the time, but you know, I sort of think, well, I've got all these projects on the go, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. It's that internal chatter of, you know, what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. Today I'm going to do, it's my day, it's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. So there you go. Right, are we done? I think we are. Like the proverbial kipper. So thanks for spending time with me. It's been really good to see you again, as always. Massive thank you to everybody who sent me stitch kindness and birthday gifts. Really, really, really grateful. So with gratitude in mind, my final thought for today is from the incredible Maya Angelou. This is a wonderful day. I have not seen this one before. Bye for now. Surprise! I'm a Wally, aren't I? I forgot to tell you who'd won the subscription box from Cotton and Twine. So this is the March subscription box, and it's got in it all sorts of goodies. Oh gosh, I'm showing you and you can't even see. All sorts of goodies. And I'll show you the pattern from our Yaz Yaz with love. Oh, from Yaz with love. And the person who won that is Anne Fry 806. So Anne Fry 806. So if you can get in touch with me, Anne. I haven't sent out the last lot of giveaways yet, so hopefully if you get in touch with me fairly soon, I'll get them all done together while I'm off work on Monday. Okay, bye again.